Hey guys, this is Irie Starcraft and I'm back to cast another 2v2 match for you. This one will be on a Stone Gulch. And it's going to be between Dust, the red Zerg, and Power, the blue Protoss. Their opponents will be Shusaku, the teal Zerg, and his partner will be PiplupPKM. And now this name is really gonna give me fits, so maybe I'll just call him Pip, like the English kid in South Park. Pip. I hope I got that right. Either way, what is with okay, there's something about this map. I love this map. I really find it exciting, and the rush distance is pretty long, and so it doesn't it makes for, you know, a more interesting game. The ramps are big. Look at this. Actually, the weird thing about this game, again, I'm interchanging game and map and base and all these words. It's terrible. Okay, the thing about this map is that the each base is set up differently. There's backdoor rocks here on this player's base. However, this base does not have any backdoor rocks at all, and it has a small ramp. So this guy is basically just screwed. And I think there's a game I watched from TQ State where he played on this map, and I believe he put it best when he said that this map is kind of like a chick that has one boob that's way bigger than the other one. So I don't know why, but I always thought that was funny. So Pip is going to be scouting Power's base here, and so one thing to be said about Power and Dust, these guys used to play together all the time, but apparently Dust like got a job or something. Like Dust apparently now has a real life that he has to worry about, so he can't play Starcraft constantly. So these guys are high Masters League, but they just haven't played enough games. Meanwhile, Power and Protec have jumped up to number 3 in the world, and I think Protec and the Red Bandit are number 1 right now. So these guys that are on my channel, man, they are all over the top team rankings, just crawling all over each other, interchanging partners and just dominating people. So they have this whole thing down to a science, and it looks like Dust is going to be aggressive with these Zerglings, as he should be. This probe by Pip is just stuck there and going to be pulled back here, but he's going to need to pull. He's going to pull all his probes and try and surround the Zerglings. Uh-oh, could lose a few Zerglings there, but nice job by Dust pulling his Zerglings back there. Want to try and keep as many of those alive as possible and just force these probes to not be able to mine the whole time, and really screws you up, especially as now Shusaku is in here, and with one Zealot out, it's going to be just a matter of play, chase the Zerglings, and Dust looks like he may be able to escape with a few of these Zerglings. So, and one thing that's so annoying about that is you notice that Pip still only has one probe on his Vespian gas. Because when you're forced to drag and pull all these probes off and fight and stuff, you got to remember to get a couple extra probes back on gas, because that's really going to screw up his build order. He won't be able to get stalkers and stuff that he wants out. Either way, so I'm sure that is super obvious to everybody, but that's what I do, man. I just state the obvious, and now Dust is going to be flying back in here, lulling them to sleep, and now he's going to fly back in here and pick off a probe. Going to start picking off, trying to pick off some gateways. Going to run into the middle line now, but he may get trapped by these Zerglings from Shusaku. So Dust getting a little ahead of himself, and now he's going to have to try and get in here and kill as many probes as he can, which is not going to be much at all. So Dust really lost a lot of Zerglings there. He needs to be careful to stop sending these reinforcements. And you can see him starting to double back now as Power, meanwhile, looks like he has been going for 4-gate and has finished. Actually a 3-gate, and is there a Twilight Council or something that I'm missing here? Okay, Power has a 3-gate, and he's picking off a bunch of Zerglings that are running right by here, throwing down a proxy pylon up here at the watchtower, and Zerglings from Shusaku, I don't want to miss. Looks like they are going to run right in the middle line. I keep tripping that I'm missing like another gateway from Power or something, because I only see 3 gateways, yet I don't see a Twilight Council or any blink or anything on the way. And now Power, not microing right there, is going to lose a Stalker, and now he's going to be able to warp in 3 additional Stalkers here. But I'm totally surprised right now, because he's got 3 gateways but no Twilight Council. And he's now, it looks like, going to throw down a fourth gateway here. So maybe he was worried about a counterattack there when Dust lost all of his Zerglings or something. Maybe he just messed his build order up. Or maybe Power is just like, screw a 4-gate, man. I'm going with the 3-gate and then 4th gateway later, because I don't need 4 gateways at the beginning. These roaches are sent to hold position and are not fighting back, and now we're going to pull back here, and Shusaku is going to be in a lot of trouble, but Pip is going to be coming in here to try and help deflect this attack, and some crazy micro going back and forth right now from both players. The APM is off the charts, and Power continuing to warp in more units to this location. A bunch of his stalkers are getting low on hit points in the front. These roaches are just beefy right now, so beefy, just leading the charge. The stalkers staying behind with their extra range, and Power and Dust are going to be forced to fall back. Too many roaches from Shusaku. And so this army is going to be forced to fall back. Dust is going to sort of chill in the middle here and looks like make sure they are not giving chase. So Shusaku and Pip, meanwhile, are going to be content to clean up this proxy pylon and that scouting overlord. And I wonder if they are going to try and expand, or are they going to try and counterattack with all of these roaches? Because this is a very powerful army. I feel like if they counterattacked, they may have a chance to end the game. The problem is that now that they've waited this long, by the time they counterattack, there will probably be too much here to defend, as Power will be able to warp in more and more units. More stalkers coming in down here, and still no teching going on from Power. And Dust, meanwhile, no teching going on either. He's continuing to pump lings. So sticking with Mass Ling, Mass Stalker for right now, and rallying down to the center here. And just securing some watchtowers and vision there. So no teching going on from anybody. I'm just surprised. It's almost like Power and Dust were expecting a hard counter, and they're not seeing it. So they're sort of surprised by that. And the 4 gateways here from Pip. So it's 4-gate and 4-gate and Roach versus 4-gate and Ling. And neither team is going to be attacking. So it looks like Pip and Shusaku are going to be throwing up their expansions. And these are pretty easily defended here. Again, I've said this a bunch of times, but there's this cliff area that is sort of makes them even easier to defend, as run-bys and stuff will be difficult. As you look at the placement of the pylon here from Pip, the placement of this pylon will prevent any run-by around in here this way. So as long as he can keep his defenses in the front, he'll be able to keep Zerglings and whatnot out of that mineral line. And nobody trying to do any backdoor harass or anything, though that would get scouted right away. Shusaku has overlords here, and funny that Dust actually does not have vision of this area. So and actually he does have this watchtower up here to the north. So it doesn't look like anything would be able to run through here without Dust seeing it. But still, I'm surprised he doesn't have an overlord there. And so now the teching has begun, and Power is getting the Dark Shrine. There it is, and could we possibly see Blink as well? I would be surprised. I guess no, we probably won't see Blink because he has switched to Sentry and Zealot now. So Force Field is obviously very strong against roaches and against stalkers, but I'm never going to be able to say his name right. PiplupPKM. He has a couple of sentries of his own, so he'll be able to do some force fielding as well. And looks like pinging overlords there. Might as well get rid of some overlords and cause some havoc. Now this Dark Shrine is getting close to completion here, and Shusaku's sending a Zergling line of single Zerglings at a time down here, and that is pretty interesting. As Power is going to throw down a proxy pylon here, and it looks like his proxy pylon got blocked by a couple of Dust Zerglings, so we'll see when and if he realizes that. At the same time, going to be trying to shoot this overlord. No vision though of that high ground is going to prevent that from happening. And so has Power realized that his pylon did not go down? He does not realize that, so he won't be able to warp in reinforcements soon. You see Dark Templars in the back. Force Field's going down right here, and Power's army is getting split up. His sentries cannot get in range to do their force fields. It looks like he needs to split this army right now. He's going to fall back here, and Dust getting trapped in the front. So many Zerglings just died. He's going to be running into this expansion to try and maybe kill this queen off. And Power looks like just realized that his proxy pylon did not go down. And where are the DTs? The DTs are inside the army, starting to hack away. And PipLuck, though, he does have an observer right here, so those Dark Templars are not going to do much at all. And Shusaku is getting Pathogen Gland, so there will be Infestors on the way. We are definitely seeing some teching going on this game, as both teams are doing a nice job defending here. Pretty much more like Pip and Shusaku are doing a nice job defending, because they have not tried to attack at all. And Dust and Power, I feel like if Shusaku and Pip wanted to attack at a couple times in this game, notably after that original attack was thwarted, and now maybe right now, if they wanted to attack, they could. Wait a minute. Okay, some Dark Templars were sneaky in here, and looks like they killed a bunch of probes, so a nice job there by Power, killing a bunch of probes before the Observer could get in there to deal with it. At the same time, Dust going to be annoying with his Zerglings. And where is there another Dark Templar? I hear slicing going on. And so Power has split Dark Templars all over the place. Whoa, here. It looks like we busted through the back rocks when I was not paying attention, and killing the Lair Tech while the army was out of position, trying to deal with the Dark Templars. The force field preventing the army from reinforcing that. Wow, that was a nice snipe right there. And Shusaku's going to be forced to rebuild his hatchery. So Power, again, is all over the place this game. He is sending Dark Templars to one mineral line and attacking the other mineral line with his main force and taking out this base. These roaches are in a lot of trouble. Very bad positioning right there. Force fields will split this army. None of these roaches are able to fight. And meanwhile, Pip is scrambling to deal with Dust Zerglings, which are just all over the place. And Power and Dust, I'm just surprised right now, because it felt like Shusaku and Pip had a way larger army, but just the strategic, I don't know even how to put it. Just Power has been all over the place, and now Pip is finally like, dude, screw this, man, screw this. I'm counterattacking right now. I can't just keep running my army all over the place to try and defend against Zerglings and Dark Templars. This is ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to bust it down and take out Dust Base, and we'll see what happens now. So this is exactly what Pip needs to do: make the counterattack with this massive force here, take out Dust Base, and oh no, the Dark Templars are all going to die. This Observer here is going to negate these Dark Templars entirely. And so this base is going to fall down from Dust, and what is Power doing? He's going to say, okay, there's no way I can defeat that army with the excuse me, with the Observer in there. So he is now going to run back over to Shusaku's base. And meanwhile, Dust is just picking off drones, being a complete pest right now. So we have a base race going on right now. And Pip is going to be cruising his way down here, killing Dust Hatchery, looks like. And then Power, I guess this base, did this base ever even go down? I don't think he ever built that base. So Power has been on one base this whole time. He is actually, now he's building a base, but he's building it over here. And Shusaku sees that with the Overlords. So that's interesting, as Power, it looks like, maybe starting to throw down buildings or different places of the map. He's leaving a couple units here to prevent anything from being built there. And there's definitely a base race going on. Pip is building a Nexus up in this corner. So there are buildings being thrown down all over the place. Meanwhile, Dust is he still has this hatchery, as Pip is much more worried about the Protoss player Power and wants to take out this base so that he can't build anything else. But it looks like he's being even indecisive. He's brought probes down here. Could he even rebuild in Power's main? As pinging going on from Dust, I'm not sure what that is about. There are drones coming in here. This game is getting very, very wild right now, and Power has managed to bring all his probes over to this base. And so despite this, Overlord is going to see that Power is mining the crap out of this base. So are we going to see some bunch of gateways coming down here? And uh-oh, Pip is coming right into Power's fresh new base, and he will be able to take this out. Power's army is completely out of position to deal with this. Oh my, this could be really bad. Power could be in trouble. I thought he had the upper hand, and now he's going to lose this base and probably a lot of these probes here. So this is going to go down. At the same time, Power is racing over to this location and going to be taking out this base, which has nothing mining at it, really. So the probe disparity right now was in Power's favor, like, by a long shot, but it could very well not be soon, except that Pip is not going to be killing these probes, and Power does have enough for another Nexus. So this is just completely wild right now. There's a probe and stalker running around here. Scouting does still has one spawning pool. So if Power's throwing down a Nexus in the middle of nowhere, that is going to get scouted, and so that is going to need to be canceled here. Did he cancel that? Did Power cancel that? Okay, I think he did cancel that there. And now, where is he? Just threw down another Nexus somewhere. I just saw his mineral count diminish greatly. And Shusaku with an extractor over here. This is completely ridiculous. So, Power, okay, now Power, it looks like, has decided to stop throwing down Nexi, and is going to start throwing down pylons around here. There are units stationed everywhere, and okay, there's one stalker here could kill these Zerglings, but Pip is not paying attention. He is instead moving this force around here. And where is he going with this force? He's going to be falling back to here. He knows that, oh, that was game. The extractor already had gone down from Power, and now the pylon goes down, and that was game. So a base race there at the end. I did not see that coming. That was pretty intense. Power at this time, what did he even have? He had one pylon over here, and is that all that he had? Wow. So that game was actually a lot closer than I thought there for a second, as Power, oh no, he had this other pylon warping in, and it looks like, I wonder if this Overlord could have seen that. Apparently they had some sort of vision, or at some point, of that pylon, because yeah, you can see it sort of phasing in right there. Either way, that was a pretty exciting game. Thank you, Power, for sending me this game. And like I said before, I think that Pip and Shusaku could have maybe won this game if they had hard countered at the beginning, because Power and Dust were not ready for all those roaches. And I'm still not sure about Power's build order. This game was a little bit funky. He went for those 3 gateways, and I guess, I mean, after a lot of experience using 4 gates lately, I guess I could see, if you're building all stalkers, how it would work, as stalkers are pretty expensive units, and when you build a lot of stalkers off of 4 gate, you end up with a lot of gateways that aren't doing much for a while. And so anyway, that is enough sort of digressing from me. That was an exciting game. Wow, look at how much army Pip had. I mean, he had the stronger army at this point. I mean, I look at the army size. He had a stronger army. He had less probes, but Power managing to win the base race. So pretty cool there. And so that's going to do it for me. This is Irie Starcraft, and peace out.